Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to make blog writing super simple. We'll look at how you can plan, write, and really express yourself, creating stories that connect with people. Ready to find your voice? Let's get started.
I mean, who hasn't, right? At its heart, that's what a blog is all about. It taps into that very human need to share what we're going through, our experiences, and to connect with others who get it. It's kind of like a diary, but one you choose to share with the world.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the basics. What even is a blog? Then we'll get into planning your very first post. After that, the really fun stuff, finding your unique voice and making an emotional impact. And we'll finish up with a little challenge to get you writing right away. Okay, let's kick things off with section 1. What exactly is a blog? Well, think of it as your own personal corner of the internet, like an online diary for the whole world to see. A blog is basically your space to share what you think, feel, and experience about a topic you care about. But what makes it so special is its tone. It's not supposed to be super formal or stuffy. It's all about being friendly and engaging, making a real connection with the people reading your words. And the best part? You can write about literally anything. Just look at these examples. You could share a personal story, like your first day at a new job, give some useful advice, or just explore something you're passionate about, like music. The sky's the limit. All right, you've got an idea buzzing in your head. So what's next? Well, before you start typing away, a little bit of planning goes a long way. Let's talk about how to set yourself up for success. Here's a super simple 4-step method. First, lock in your topic. Second, and this is so important, think about who you're writing for. What do they want to know? Third, jot down your main ideas. And finally, decide how you're going to organize it all into a story that flows. And here's a great little trick to help with that structure. Before you even write the first sentence, just think of this. 3 main points you want to make, 2 examples to bring them to life, and 1 final message you want to leave your reader with. It's a simple recipe for a really focused post. Now we're getting to my favorite part, making your writing actually sound like you. This is all about finding that unique voice and letting your personality shine through your words. First things first, remember, a blog is not a school essay. It's a conversation. That's why you want to write in the first person using words like I and me, and you want to talk directly to your reader using you. That simple change makes a world of difference and creates an instant connection. So how do you do that? Well, here are a few simple tools. Use contractions like I'm, don't, and can't, just like you do when you talk. Sprinkle in some conversational phrases like well or guess what. And please, don't be afraid to use words that show how you feel, like excited or proud. And don't sleep on your punctuation. It's so powerful. A question mark pulls your reader in and makes them think. An exclamation mark shows real excitement. And an ellipsis, well, it can create a nice, thoughtful pause or even build a little suspense. Okay, let's level up and talk about emotional impact. Because a really great blog post doesn't just give information, it takes the reader on a journey. And this is where the structure of your post becomes a storytelling tool. So, let's quickly break down the anatomy of a post. You've got your creative, catchy title to draw people in. Then, the introduction hooks them with a question or a feeling. The body is where you flesh out your ideas with stories and examples. And the conclusion, that's where you reflect and leave them with something to think about. Now, to make that journey truly gripping, we're going to use a classic storytelling technique called tension and release. You create tension by starting with a problem, a tough question, or a really strong feeling. That's what gets your reader hooked and makes them need to know what happens next. For example, listen to this. I stood in front of the class, my mind blank. Everyone stared. My voice trembled. Oof, you can feel that knot in your stomach, can't you? That's tension. You're immediately invested. And after the tension, you give your reader that satisfying release. I remembered my first line. Slowly, the words started flowing. By the end, I was smiling. What a relief. You see that? You just took your reader on a mini emotional journey from anxiety to triumph. That's what makes a blog post stick with you. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. You've got the theory down, so I think it's time to get your hands dirty. Let's put these new skills to work with your very first blogger challenge. Here it is, the mini blogger challenge. It's super easy. Just pick one simple thing that happened in your life. Then, write a tiny 3-line blog post about it. But here's the catch. You have to use one question, one word that describes a feeling, and one exclamation mark. Go on, give it a try.
And if you're feeling a bit more ambitious and ready to practice for real, here's a fantastic topic to sink your teeth into: the day that changed my perspective. This is a chance to tell a real story with a beginning, middle, and end.
As you start writing, just keep this one idea at the front of your mind. A truly great blog doesn't just list facts or tell people things. It connects. It makes someone feel something. That emotional connection is everything. Which really brings us to the final question. Your life is full of stories, big and small, just waiting to be told. So, what's yours? Get out there and start sharing it. And for more lessons to help you on your journey, make sure to subscribe to Neslingua. Thanks for joining me.